Hello Year 8, this is your next remote learning video. First job, we've got 15 different pictures of elements, compounds and mixtures. Your job is to figure out which is which. So I want you to pause the video, I want you to write down, jot down the back of the book, scrap piece of paper somewhere, nice and quick, which is which. Is it an element, is it a compound, or is it a mixture? Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, so hopefully you're ready. So number one is a compound. It's a compound because you've got two different colours and they are bonded together, they're touching. Okay, in this example, if it's touching, it's chemically bonded. Number two is a mixture. It's a mixture because you've got two different types of elements, but they're not bonded like they are here. So this would be a mixture. Number three would also be a mixture. Okay, be a mixture because you've got two different types of, you've got a compound here and a molecule here, and they're not the same. They're not the same and they're not touching. Okay, so this would be a mixture. This would also be a mixture. Okay, number five would be an element because it's all the same type of atom. Number five would be a compound. Each of these six is the same. It's got two white little atoms and four black ones bonded in the same configuration. So this would be a compound. This would be an element. Now you do have a molecule of this element because you've got these two of the same atoms touching together, but they're the same. They're not different like in the top one. They're the same. So this would be an element. This would be a mixture. You've got an element here, and a compound here. So this would be a mixture. This would be another mixture where you've got a mixture of two elements. Okay. This one would also be a mixture. This one would be a compound. This one would be a mixture. Be careful with this one. My first glance through this worksheet, I got this one wrong. Okay. Because these look quite similar. You've still got three. These have got the same colours. You've got black and white atoms. But this top one on the left, this has got two black circles and one white circle, and this one's only got one black circle, two white circles. So this would be a mixture. Number 13, this would also be a mixture for the same reason. You've got two different types of compound. This one would be another mixture of compounds. This one would be another mixture of compounds. So mixture, 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 mixture. Okay. Now, this week you uploaded some absolutely brilliant work. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, it's really impressive to see how much you're engaged in what you're doing at home. Okay, so we've got these three examples. Okay, where this person split their page into three, quite creative way, and they've written some examples here. This could be improved with a little picture, a little diagram. Love the diagram here, but the diagram here would be really good. Okay, this one, love it. We've got nice simple drawings, a little bit messy, but you've got the exact right idea where we've got elements, mixtures and compounds. Beautiful writing here, lovely diagrams here, going into a little bit more depth than I was anticipating. We've got some electronic diagrams here of carbon and of helium, okay, where we're showing the nucleus and the electrons. Really, really, really good. Okay, now, this week we're going on to something a bit different. We're looking at the health and lifestyle section. On Friday, I think it was, I sent an email to all the science department. And I asked them for pictures of what they were eating, so we could set you this next work, this next piece of remote learning you've got to do. And the first responses I got back, I thought I'd share with you. Okay, so that's typical. I just read this after stuffing my face with a burger, then just eaten Domino's. I've got a pulled pork roll. I'm waiting for my takeaway pizza and halloumi fries, very tasty. Healthy bunch, aren't we? Okay, so just remember that when you see the rest of the pictures of the meals that they then sent to me. Okay, no naming and shaming of whoever these responders were. Okay, but I think I got pictures of maybe not the typical meals they might have had on the day. I'm not sure, but I got some fantastic pictures. So we have Miss Pass with a really, really nice lunch where we've got a bagel with some veg on it, some spinach, peppers and poached eggs. Poached eggs looks absolutely brilliant. Look at the runny the yolks are. We've got Miss Barnes who's got some chilli and some cheese and a bit of salad in a wrap. We've got Miss Humphreys with these oats and some fruit and a bit of honey. Very, very tasty. We've got Mr. McQueen with some roast chicken and Mr. Mills with some roast chicken. I think Mr. McQueen probably wins in my book because he's got a Yorkshire pudding. But Mr. Mills got some red cabbage. I love some red cabbage. And the potatoes look very nice. Very nice roast. Yeah, love a roast. I had chicken leek stew, and very tasty it was too. Miss Ellis Davis gets the prize in my book. She was the first person to respond. Okay, and within like 20 minutes of the email, and it's a lovely dinner. Okay, so I think this might be something that that Miss Ellis Davis and her family might be eating all the time anyway. Okay, really, really nice example of some food because it's so rounded in terms of the nutrients. Okay, so I want to focus on that one. Okay, now I had a quick look up on the internet about what nutrients would be in this recipe, and I got this piece of information where we've got talking about calories, we've got cholesterol, we've got carbohydrates, dietary fibre, sugar, proteins, we've got all these different vitamins and minerals, and you can find that out for lots of different meals, and that's great, but I don't want you to that's too much detail, that you don't need to do that. Okay, I want you to focus on these different elements, these different nutrients. Okay, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, fats and oils, minerals, vitamins, and fibre. Now, at the bottom of my screen, my final word is written at the bottom. I wonder if you can think of what it might be. There's a clue in this picture. Okay, it's this, water. Water also counts as a nutrient. Okay, and Miss Ellis Davis' meal has all of these. It's pasta, it's got lots of carbohydrates, it's got sausage, it's got cheese, it's got proteins. It's got lipids and fats from that cheese and from the sausage as well. It's got minerals and vitamins from the salad and from the sauce in the pasta. And it's got the fibre again from the salad and from some of that sauce. Okay, so it's a really well-rounded, a balanced meal. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to record for 5 days what nutrients you're putting into your body, what nutrients you're taking in terms of your meals. Okay, and there's lots of different ways you can lay this out. You can lay it out in a table. It's probably the way I would do it, where I'd have days of the week down one side, I'd write down what the meal is, I'd write down what nutrients it contains. So cornflakes and milk, it's got a good bit of fibre. They put fibre into cornflakes. It's got a little bit of protein in the milk, some vitamins in the cornflakes. They add extra vitamins to the cornflakes. Minerals in the milk, some calcium. Lunchtime cheese and toast. Some carbohydrates, some protein, some lipids. Evening chicken soup. Okay, proteins, lipids, vitamins, minerals, and water. Snacks, crisps, pack of crisps sometime in the day. It's got lipids and minerals. So you can write down the name of the meal, what it is, and then just information about it. That's one way you could lay it out. You could also have a slightly different table where we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the top. And then you could have a picture. You could take a screenshot, a picture of whatever food you're eating, and you could put that into the table. And at the bottom, you could write what nutrients you would have. And maybe you could do a tally chart. So in this one, carbohydrates are in the oats, carbohydrates are in the bagel, carbohydrates are in the potatoes. You could give maybe that 3 ticks. Whereas proteins, there'd be lots of proteins in the eggs, not so much proteins in the fruit and the oats. Good amounts of proteins in the chicken. Okay, so maybe only give that 2 ticks. Okay, so you could try and figure out how much of each nutrient you might have. Maybe if you have not much fibre, you could make a note of that, and you could fill this in throughout the course of the week. Or you could come up with some other creative way of recording that information. Okay, it's completely in your hands. Okay, you can also get apps on phones that can record different nutritional information about the food you're eating. Okay, you can have lots and lots of information at your fingertips if you can get those apps. Now, you don't have to go into that detail, but you can. And if you go down the app route, just take a screenshot of the day's record or the week's record, depending on the app. Okay, just some kind of monitoring of what you're eating in this strange quarantine time. Okay, now that's the first job. The second job is to tell us what each of these nutrients are for. Why do we need to have carbohydrates in our diet? Why are they important? What role do they serve in our diet? Okay, the same with proteins, lipids, minerals, vitamins, dietary fibre and water. What do all of these things provide us in our diet? Okay, also maybe feedback to your teachers which of their meals looked the tastiest. Okay, I hope everyone's having a good time at home. I hope you're all safe. Take care. Bye bye.